Hey everyone, it's time for a What's New in YA book talk video where I tell you about 5 new books for teens. Let's jump right in, shall we? It is the beginning of spooky season, so I thought I'd start us out with a really great new horror novel. It's a debut by Ryan Douglas called The Taking of Jake Livingston. This has kind of been billed as like a teen version of Get Out, but I think there's actually more going on here. It's definitely more, to me, of kind of a ghost story, very grim but smart and scary for sure. The main character, Jake, is kind of an outcast at his school. He goes to this mostly white, very affluent prep school where he kind of feels like he's on the margins. But one of the main reasons he feels that way is because he has the ability to see ghosts, and it's like ghosts in their last moments before they've died. So these horrible things are kind of going on around him that only he can see. Car accidents, fights, things like that. And so he kind of retreats into his own world. The story really takes off when Jake realizes that he is being haunted by the ghost of a student from another school who committed some really terrible atrocities and is trying to take Jake and his power for himself. There's a lot really going on in this book, but I think, like I said, it's really smartly done. And I love that it is less than 250 pages, which I think is really effective for horror. I really hope you check it out. Up next, we have Brown Boy Nowhere by Shereel Lim. This is a contemporary realistic novel. I think if you liked anything by Randy Rebay or Field Guide to the American Teenager by Ben Phillip, this would be a great choice. It's about a 16-year-old named Angelo, American-Filipino kid that lives, I think, in San Diego, and he really likes his life. He has a friend group, a girlfriend, he loves skating, surfing, all that stuff. And then his parents decide to buy a diner in the middle of nowhere and move everyone out there. He realizes he's one of the only non-white kids at his new school, and there's bullies, and he is now an outcast, something that he's not really used to. So this story is really about him coming into his own, finding people that he has stuff in common with, and learning to be himself in this new place. So if you've ever moved or started at a new school, you'll totally relate to what Angelo's going through. I hope you check it out. Kay Angram's latest book is Darling, and it's been talked about like it's a Peter Pan retelling. I think it's less of a retelling, and it's more like it takes your childhood memories of the story and sets them on fire. We've got all of our main characters, Wendy, Peter, but they're in modern day Chicago, and like Tinkerbell is like a punk girl and Captain Hook is like a police detective. So the main characters and ideas have been translated, but then the author takes them in like these really weird, strange directions. I think Kay Ankrum has done an amazing job with some really interesting books so far. I almost compare it to, having grown up in the 1990s, to Francesca Lia Block's books, like Weetzie Bat, where it's like sort of magical realism and there's all these love triangles and then like people are questioning their sanity. So if you like stuff that's like weird and kind of out there and adventurous, I would definitely pick up Darling or any other books by Kay Ankrum. This next one is a fun one. It's Radha and Jai's Recipe for Romance by Nisha Sharma. If you liked To All the Boys I Loved Before but wish that there was more dancing, this is a great choice for you. You've got these two characters and their points of view do go back and forth, who are seniors at an arts high school in New Jersey. And it's really about them getting to know each other and maybe falling for each other, but also the conflict that they're each dealing with at home and how they help each other. It's really just a charming, fun book. The author also really loves Bollywood, so you kind of get a lot of that high energy dance as well. I think this would be really fun as a TV series or a movie, so Netflix, see what you can do. Last up is Gearbreakers by Zoe Hana Mikuta. I think this book definitely has like Pacific Rim vibes. You can see this like huge mechanized robot in the back. And also would be good for fans of Marie Lu books, think like the Legend series, or Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. It's an action-adventure book in kind of a futuristic dystopian world. And these two girls are on opposite sides of a war, essentially. They meet when one of them is captured and thrown into prison, and they actually realize they want to take down the baddies, and one of them decides to do that by being a spy, kind of infiltrating from the inside. And they also realize that they like each other a little bit, as more than friends. So if you want something really action-packed, original, with like tons of cool referential sci-fi vibes, check out Gearbreakers. All right, friends, that's it for today. If you have any recommendations, especially horror for Halloween, or you just want to tell me what you're reading, please do so in the comments. I'll be back in a few weeks with another What's New in YA video. See ya.